Yeah, Canada is getting fucking wrecked. Canada's getting bitched out. Fuck Canada. Getting destroyed. It's too small. It's too small. Canada's too weak. Canada's the weak little bitch in the corner getting cucked. That's what Canada is. And I'm just speaking with honesty here. No need to get offended, you proud, patriotic Canadians. Oh, you're so proud. Yeah, you're not gonna be very proud when you're living on the streets and you can't get food, bitch. How you like that, huh? Oh, you don't like the truth? Oh, sorry. Maybe I should just lie to you. I know.
Thea, please.
I know.
My associate Viago is gathering the others. We can talk business when we arrive.
I know you like lies. So sorry that I'm telling the truth. What's say you're the Canadian proud. Fuck Canada. Canada's getting destroyed. Doug Ford got bitched out. He canceled his plans to tax the electricity going to America. Doug Ford got bitched out.
I have lived through 2 recession, 8 tariff wars, and still alive.
Oh, people aren't going to die. I'm not saying people are going to die. It's not going to be a war. But yeah, people are going to be struggling. Look at how much people bitched over the prices of what happened with COVID during inflation. This is going to be way worse. And if you said 2 recessions, I don't know if you're counting 2008, but Canada didn't really have a 2008 recession. America did, but we didn't really have a recession in 2008. Or at least it wasn't as bad as America's. So I don't know if you're including that. But yeah, if people were bitching about COVID, what do you think they're going to do once these tariffs keep going up? Because that's what's happening. We got a lot of tit-for-tat tariffs, they call them.
Around. Trump backed down after states demanded Trump back down.
No, Doug Ford backed down. And then Canada Today, they announced that at 12:01 tonight, or tomorrow, because, you know, technically it's tomorrow, they're like Canada, Quebec, they're going to be adding more tariffs on the United States, but Doug Ford backed down because Trump bitched him out. Ontario needs the United States way more than the United States needs Ontario. Oh, what? It set me all the way back here? I thought I got set back. Alright, let's just run through all this, because I've been... Even though I clicked save... I hate when games do that. When you click save... When you click save, they should save where you saved. They shouldn't set you back to a checkpoint. I hate games that do that. When you save and they set you back to a checkpoint. Alright, I think this is where I was yesterday, right here.
It must be hard dealing with the Envoy.
This occupation will not last. The Antivan crows remain. And one day, I will see a knife through every would-be tyrant's throat.
Yeah, though, for real, what's Canada gonna do? We're gonna, like, try to partner with Europe and shit, and we're gonna get, we're gonna start importing and exporting.
There is no active tariff right now imposed. Trump did not even talk to Ford. He was playing golf and doing a commercial for Elon. Kana.
Yeah. But I know there's no tariffs imposed right now, but Canada announced tonight at 12:01. Did you not see that today? They announced that today at 12:01. They're going to enact tariffs.
Just in my life we have had 8 and we won all of them.
Won, in quotations. Didn't actually win. It's like the war of what, 1812? We say we won that war, but we didn't win that war. We had backing
Canada
from...
is being proactive.
We had backing from Britain, and America just gave up. They still could have taken over. Do you know how massive America's military is compared to ours? Like, it's crazy. America's military is at least 100 times stronger than Canada's. At least 100. When you look at all the attack helicopters they got, like, it's crazy how much more powerful their military is than Canada's. But I know we're not talking about military. We're talking about tariffs and the economy here. But I'm just saying, too. I just find it funny because, yeah, during social studies throughout middle school, they used to always tell us how Canada is better than America and we won the War of 1812 or whatever. And no, we didn't. We had backing from Britain. And, yeah, like, America just pretty much gave up. They didn't really care to take Canada at that time.
This is a trade war, and we always win.
Not against Trump. Who's gonna win the trade war for us? Who's gonna be our strong leader? Justin Trudeau or Mark Carney? You're relying on Mark Carney to win a trade war with Trump?
Kios had backing from France and Spain.
See, the bad thing about what Trump's doing, I think, is that he's trying to do a trade war with multiple countries at once. He should have probably started. He probably should have started with China.
People think Canada is gonna go insurgent and take out America like that grinning, squinting face. Good fucking luck. Election come on soon.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Like, I know a lot of Canadians think that Canada can beat America. It's hilarious. I know there's an election coming soon, but the liberals are going up in the polls because of Trump. Because Pierre Poilievre was supporting Trump for a while, and now apparently a lot of Canadians have turned on Pierre Poilievre. So the liberals have gone up in the polls a lot. So it's actually, I think it's 50-50. I give it 50-50 odds that the liberals or the conservatives win. I give it 50-50. Just in my head. So. Why is Telus calling me? Hold on one sec. Hello? Hello? Now, see, I don't know what is wrong with Telus. They called me yesterday, I didn't answer, and they called me again.
Always spamming me too now. Trying to sell shit.
Yeah, that time they called me and they didn't even say anything. Like, why fucking call me? And then they didn't even say anything.
Trump us playing games to crash the market intentionally. He's playing a game right now. Ro make money for his rich friends.
Yeah, that's true. I don't doubt that. But no, Trump is trying to generate money for his rich friends, but he's trying to do that through tariffs. He's trying to, he doesn't want to, he knows America will collapse if he does the tax cuts. So he's trying to generate income through tariffs so he can give the tax cuts to his rich friends. I totally agree with that, but no, like, Trump can definitely destroy Canada in the process. Like, we thought COVID was bad. This is going to be so much worse than COVID.
You're the client.
This is Rook. Did you want a drink? I promise not to let Viago near it.
He intentionally crashing the trade market.
And this is Catarina de la Morte, first Talon of the Crows.
An honor. And
Oh yeah, Canada is Venezuela's status if we don't figure this out in about 5 months.
right. My target is a pair of elven gods, or that's what they call themselves. They're ancient, blighted mages. My detective says you have a man who brought blood mages and Venatori to their knees.
Lucanus. My grandson. They called him the Demon of Virantium. He was the one who did those jobs.
Yeah, I don't know if I see Canada going quite as bad as Venezuela or like Zimbabwe, but that's kind of, I see it being a lighter version of that. I think our dollar is going to become pretty weak, but who knows, because the American dollar will get weaker too, because, you know, they're cutting off a lot of trade with other countries. So who knows, maybe the Canadian dollar won't lose much to the American dollar, but it's the Canadian dollar is definitely going to get a lot weaker. I'm not saying compared to the American dollar. I'm just saying in general, the Canadian dollar is going to get a lot of weaker.
I am going to make lots of money when this is all over. Sold all my stock. Hi, and I am going to buy it all back for cheap.
Yeah, same here. Like I said on my short today, I'm thinking about buying at least Microsoft stocks because they have dividends. And yeah, they're pretty much on sale. Warren Buffett still hasn't bought his stocks back. I don't know if you've seen, but a couple months ago, Warren Buffett was selling off all of his stocks and holding cash. So Warren Buffett kind of predicted this, and I'm kind of just going to go with Warren Buffett. Once Warren Buffett starts buying his stocks back...
Last trade war, our dollar went up to par with us.
Yeah, but who was in power the last trade war? Probably the conservatives. Ever since the liberals got in power 10 years ago, our dollar has just constantly gone down against the American dollar. So
yeah, hopefully it's not that bad. Like if we got our shit together, we could probably be fine. The self-harming eco-terrorist shit has gotta.
Yeah, the self-harming eco... Yeah, I know what you mean. Well, it's not just the environment, right? It's also...
Liberals crippled us.
It's also the native reserves, right? They don't want to put pipelines over the native reserves. And it's like, fuck the native reserves, bro. We gave them a shit ton of land. And I know people are going to say, oh, well, we took the land from them. Exactly. We took the land from them. It's our land. Out of generosity, we gave them native reserves. And so this is our land. Like, we can build whatever the fuck we want on it. This is exactly why I don't want immigrants coming in and taking over our land, because currently it's still the white people's land. But if the immigrants come in and they'll take over our land, and then they have the right to do whatever they want with the land. But as of right now, the white people still own the land. Not the natives, not the Indians, not the Pakis. I do like to call in Canada India 2.0 because we are kind of becoming India 2.0. But as of right now, the white people still own Canada and run it. And sadly, most of the white people are liberal feminists who are very weak-minded and globalists.
They
Perfect.
call whites colonizers, but have NP with Pakis raiding the country on foul.
Is dead. He was killed a year ago.
What I say doesn't leave this room. The body our people brought back was not my grandson. It was dressed in his clothing.
QW did not give them land. The Queen did when we removed her control and authority.
My cousin is still alive? And you didn't think to tell me? His ship was attacked. We knew someone sold him out. So you kept your suspicions to yourself.
But you've brought it up now. Why?
I've had eyes on the Venatori ever since they took my grandson from me. They were hunting your dread wolf. And what
It was all crown land owned by her, and she kinda screwed us with that.
They made mistakes. And now I have a location. The Ossuary, where the demon of Virantium is kept. Find this Ossuary. Free Lucanus. You'll have your god killer. And I'll have my grandson.
Come. Katarina arranged a boat. One of our mages will meet us there.
A boat?
Did you think the Venatori would keep a normal prison? Or that one could hold the demon of Virantium? The ossuary lies beneath the sea. A fact I learned mere minutes ago.
Under the...
And see, that's fucked up too. That's another thing about Canada. So I didn't know that the queen is the one that gave the natives the land.
Katarina kept this from you.
Would you be? Lucanus is family.
Like the Americans, they just declared independence. They didn't give a fuck. They just said, we're declaring independence. This is our country. Canada was like, oh, please, Britain, can we be our own country? Yeah, you can be your own country, but you have all these conditions because you're our little bitch, Canada. See, exactly. Canada's always been treated like a little bitch on the world stage. There's nothing to be patriotic about this country. Literally nothing to be patriotic about. Canada's always been just treated like a bitch. And We've just taken it pretty much.
There. You take the boat.
Are you coming with us?
It's possible we've been watched. If all of us vanish from the dock, you play the alluring hero. I know Treviso. If we have a tail, I have a better chance of distracting their interest.
That's exactly what being in this weird Ken versus America thing feels like, RN. Like we're the bitch locked up with Bubba in prison on foul.
Yeah, exactly. I would love to see Alberta join America. I think Canada would fall apart. I really do. Because who's going to subsidize Quebec if Alberta left? I know Ontario has a strong economy, but I don't think Ontario itself would be strong enough to subsidize Quebec, especially if Trump kept these tariffs on and Alberta left. So if Alberta left and joined America and Trump had all these tariffs, Canada would just fucking fall apart. There would be no province that could subsidize Quebec because they take so much fucking money from Alberta and distribute it to themselves.
Yeah, if Alberta ditched, it's GG for Canada for sure. Quebec would starve.
Someone or something already took down the guards.
I can't decide if that's good or bad. But we have a demon to find. Any ideas?
Ooh. Graphics in video games have gotten so much better. I remember back in video games, like the PS3 days, when things like this would have just looked like paper. You know, they'd just be flat 2D objects. Where you can actually see there's a bunch of 3D objects for those potatoes and apples and corn. Yeah, graphics have improved a lot. But no, for real, we don't even got to take the native land back. They can have their reserves. Their reserves are shit anyways. I would never want to live on a native reserve. But we should be able to put pipelines through them. The federal government has a lot of power, and if Trudeau wasn't such a little pussy, there would already be plenty of pipelines through the native reserves. And yeah, if we would have built that Keystone XL pipeline years ago, back during Trump's first presidency, we would have had even more leverage to cut Trump off with when it comes to these tariffs.
What's crazy is like, the natives are saying build it, I think. It's the weird people in the East who keep using that as an excuse.
Yeah, and I've noticed that too. I don't see any natives talk about these treaties or, you know, treaty whatever land. I see a lot of these liberals and people in Canada, and especially the LGBTQ people.
I believe in Canadians, and I know we will be fine and will be strong thanks to all of this, like we always have.
Yeah, but it's weird because it's always those fucking liberals and LGBTQ people who put the treaty, whatever, Treaty 19 or whatever in their fucking bio, and they're always talking about how we live on native land and shit. I don't give a fuck, bro.
Oh, we're not going that way.
Oh, so the place is underwater and falling apart. That seems real safe.
And yeah, you're right, Alien Igloo. They do call white people colonizers, but I'm proud of being a colonizer. Or my ancestors, at least. I'm not a colonizer, but my ancestors were, and I'm proud of that. Like, fuck, that means my ancestors were part of the superior race. We were the strongest race, and nowadays they would call that racist or whatever. But no, that's called being proud. Like that's what I find. That's what I'm proud of. It's like, yeah. My ancestors were part of the superior race. We were the dominant ones. We were the strongest. We were the alphas. There's nothing to be ashamed of that. That's to be proud of. We bitched out and pretty much baited every other race. Why would I be ashamed of being the dominant race? That's something to be proud of. So yeah, when they call us colonizers, I don't even, like, do they want me to be ashamed about that? I'm proud of that. I wish we would have colonized the whole world. And at one point, white people pretty much did colonize the whole world. But it was mostly Britain.
Most natives want PG pipeline and power plants. PG wanted as it income for them to it, the liberals stopping everything and paying band.
Oh yeah, so the native land is just one excuse. It's really about the environment to the liberals, right? But yeah, that's funny because the environment is fine. Like, weren't they saying, what, 20 years ago that if the environment keeps getting...
The only response to being called colonizer is just good of you to notice. Oh, now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, wasn't it like 20 or 30 years ago they were saying that if the sea level keeps rising and the environment keeps getting worse at this rate, that it's going to sink New York? Or some shit? They were saying it's going to sink New York or some big city. Well, New York hasn't been sunk yet. So, yeah, what you talking about? And then they switched it from global warming to climate change. Remember, it used to be.
Said we had 5 months hyphen 5 years ago. Grinning, squinting face.
Yeah, that's what they all do. That's what they all do. Remember, they used to always talk about global warming. This was like the 2010s. Like, I'm not even that old. Like, this wasn't like 50 years ago. This was like 10 years ago. They used to all talk about global warming this, global warming that, and now they...
Make your vote count and do your part, promote and push for Pierre. Make sure all your friends vote for the right guy.
And now all they say is climate change. If you say global warming, they'd be like, no, it's climate change. It's not global warming. Yeah, well, 10 years ago, you were bitching about global warming, and now it's climate change? Because the world didn't keep warming up like you thought it would, so now it's called climate change? You dumb motherfucker. You're the same dumb motherfuckers who put a mask on, and then once the idiot Dr. Fauci and all of them said, oh, a mask doesn't work, you need to wear 2 masks, then you put 2 masks on. Because you're a fucking idiot. But the health experts told me to. The health experts don't know shit. Most of these people are fucking retarded, I'm telling you. And I'm not even kidding about that. Like, it's the same thing when I look at economists. A lot of economists say that debt is good for the economy. Yeah, like, it's good for investments and assets, but it's not good for the common worker whose wage doesn't keep up with inflation. So yeah, most of these health experts, these economists, most of them are fucking retarded. They don't even know what they're talking about. It's funny too, because throughout that entire COVID thing, I always took public transit. I was working every single day. Like, back then, I was working 7 days a week during COVID. I would take the public transit every day, the C train, multiple times a day, like the C train in Calgary. So I guarantee you, every day there was probably someone with COVID on there. I would touch the bars, I would touch all that. I never got COVID. The only time during COVID I ever got sick is after I got the vaccine. Like, a couple hours after I got the vaccine, I was sick for 2 days. That's the only time I got COVID. And I was going out to the C train every day. I was taking buses every day, going to work, in a restaurant every day. I guarantee you I was in contact with COVID many times, never got sick. But then, to keep working at my restaurant, they forced me to get COVID. Without my second COVID shot, I had to get 2 COVID shots. Without those, I wouldn't be allowed to go to work. So I had to get the COVID shot. Plus, they were paying people like a couple $100 to get the COVID shots. So I had to get the COVID shots to work and to get the money. So I got the COVID shots, and that's the only time I was sick throughout COVID. These dumb motherfuckers.
We're almost through.
I see too many people whine about how bad Canada is, but all they do is whine complain. Look for the easy way out instead of fighting for Chan. I caught COVID full on -no vax as a 37Y/O. Thing was knocked out in a week felt like a bad flu now.
Yeah, COVID. Like I got a good immune system. I didn't get sick once from COVID. I only got sick from getting that shit injected into me, that poison, whatever the fuck they were injecting into people. But yeah, I would love to leave Canada. I would find the easy way out if I could, but I'm forced to be in Canada. Because I didn't get fair fucking representation. I got represented by a feminist. I had a judge who was a feminist, and the Crown prosecutor was a feminist. I got completely fucked over for Instagram messages. It's crazy too, like, and it makes me really mad when I see people in the States who will go and rob a place, literally hold a place at gunpoint, and they'll get like 1 year of jail and 2 years of probation. It's like, bro, I did a week in jail. I did a year and 8 months of bail. I got 2 years of house arrest and 2 years of probation. Like, I got way worse. I didn't fucking hold anyone at gunpoint. I didn't rob anyone. I sent Instagram messages, and I got a way worse punishment than most people get for way worse things. It's insane. Yeah, fuck Canada, man. Seriously. Dumbass country.
We don't have to fight. We're just here for Lucanus Delamore. Get ready.
Rising Hail, Dragon of Mystery! Lucican, Dragon of Night! Hear your faithful call!
I'm guessing you're the reason we're here.
Who's that?
Who are you? Who sent you?
My name's Rook. Katerina sent me.
Katerina. But you're not a crow.
Well, you could have handled your emotions better and never been in that situation in the first place, or paid for a private attorney.
Yeah, but you don't know why I was in that situation. I haven't even told you. I haven't said it on YouTube. There's a damn good reason why I was in that situation. And I did pay for a private attorney technically, but it was a subsidized attorney. And I didn't know that they were feminists when I had them, because I was in jail. So I went to jail and I got this new lawyer who I thought was going to be good. And I didn't find out, like, she didn't respond to my emails pretty much ever. So I didn't find out till like 6 to 8 months after I got this lawyer that the lawyer firm was full of feminists. And by that time I was already like going through my, I was on bail. My court date was coming up. So I'm not going to change my lawyer like a couple months before my court date. And yeah, I didn't really know how feminist she was until we actually went to court, and I realized she was working against me. Because when you're in jail, you don't see that. Like, I didn't go to court. She was working all that behind the scenes. So I didn't see her in the courtroom until we went to court, right? And when we went to court, I realized just how much she was working against me. So I didn't know any of that until the day of. And I can't change my lawyer while I'm in the courtroom.
Fear, but what are you?
Rook. He's possessed by a demon.
It's complicated.
Katerina promised us a mage killer if we broke you out of here.
I can still work.
Good, because I'm pretty sure...
And yeah, it's funny too, because you say control my emotions better, but it's funny because the only thing that the Crown prosecutor ever said against me was that I made my ex-girlfriend feel scared.
Our laws suck balls, but whose fault was it? I am sorry you got screwed by the court, but...
Yeah, it's funny though, because you say that I should have controlled my emotions, but the only thing they ever said in court was he made her feel scared. She felt scared. That's how she felt. So they charge people based off emotions then, because that was the only thing they ever said. They kept saying she felt scared. He made her feel scared. Yeah, she felt that way. The law shouldn't work based on emotions. So yeah, you said control my emotions. Well, why can't she control her emotions? It's her fault if she feels scared, right? Just like it's my fault if I feel angry, then it's her fault if she feels scared.
More Venatoria are on their way. We have to get moving.
They have a vial of my blood. They can use it to control me. I cannot leave it in their hands. And I had a contract when I was captured. One of my targets is here, Caliban. Crows don't break contracts.
Fine, but we make it quick.
I'll owe you.
I'm sure we'll owe each other before this is all over. Let's go. So, first order of business?
Blood first, then my target, Caliban, the prison warden.
Where do we find them?
In the tower, there's a bridge.
Not anymore. We'll have to find another way across.
Like, bro, I understand taking accountability and responsibility for certain things in your life. And at the end of the day, I do have to take accountability and responsibility for the things I did. But the things that happened to me are completely unreasonable and wrong. Like, you could also tell a Jew from World War II, hey, it's your fault you went to a concentration camp. You're a Jew. That's your fault. You could tell them.
Report does go off emotions and is not right, nor logical.
Like, you could tell a Jew from World War II that, and you could be like, yeah, the Jew has to take accountability. They're a Jew. But at the same time, it's like, well, who was really the one in the wrong? Was it the Germans or was it the Jews? It was the Germans, right? So at the same time, like, the Jew can take accountability and responsibility, but it doesn't justify what the Germans did, does it? I don't think so. So, and I'm using an extreme example. I'm not saying I went to one of those camps. I'm just using an extreme example, right? Yeah, I had a much lighter version of government oppression. But I do think in a way what I went through was oppression. I do think in a way what I went through was oppression. Just not, I'm just using an extreme example, right? The World War II example, analogy.
Where would they keep vials of blood?
Caliban keeps it under guard. Blood is the only thing that can bind a demon. If they lose it,
then it's chaos.
Because the way they treated me, I was treated like a second-class citizen. Her rights and her feelings mattered, but my rights and my feelings did not matter. Because I didn't have rights in that situation.
And summon whatever they can.
Because like I said, even if the courts think I did something wrong, that should be punishable. If justice should meet the crime, right? The justice should meet the crime. That's why I think murderers should probably be, put to death. But for my example, I sent Instagram messages. So just the fact that I went to jail and was strip searched, that's sexual assault. They didn't even consider that a punishment. Just me getting sexually assaulted is way more than what I did to her. So if I had equal rights, they would have considered that a punishment and would have been like, hey, we strip searched him, sexually assaulted him. That should justify, that should be justice, what we just did to him. They didn't even consider that part of the punishment. That was just the strip search. After that, I spent a week in jail. Then I spent 1 year, 8 months on bail. So far, I've been on house arrest for a year with some crazy conditions. And then I got another year of house arrest plus 2 years of probation. So yeah, no, fuck Canada, bro. Seriously. I hate this country with a passion. I always will. I think I always will. Once I leave this country, I think it'll simmer down. But while I'm here, I want to hurt the economy as much as I can. Because I fucking hate this country. And once I move to America, I'll actually want to contribute to the economy and help the country. But I don't want to help Canada. I hate this country.
The other side.
Strip search don't pay for that, and you got it free lol. Sorry, bad humor.
No. You gotta be lighthearted and make jokes about serious things like that. I understand. Because if you don't, then you're just gonna be even more angry about it. I like to make jokes about it. Like, yeah. Like, they strip searched me in front of 20 other inmates, too. They put you in the intake cell with, 20 other inmates, and then they'll strip search you outside of that cell. So they strip search you in front of, 20 other inmates, too. So it's not like you're just, there's 1 or 2 guards that are strip searching you. You're stripping down you're lifting your balls, you're opening your ass cheeks in front of like 20 people. So yeah, that I would definitely consider that sexual assault. But they don't even consider that part of the punishment. Like I said, I was treated like a second-class citizen.
Canadian, you screw Canada, you screw the people who are mostly innocent in all of this, and why?
But they're not innocent. They're not innocent because when I bring this up to people, a lot of people will agree. They'll say what you said. They'll say like, oh, you should have controlled your emotions. You shouldn't have said her death threats. But what about the stuff she did to me? I'm not going to bring that up on YouTube because it's very personal. But what about the stuff she did to me? Nobody cares about that because I'm a second-class citizen, right? I'm a man. I'm supposed to suck it up. And I'm supposed to take accountability for all my actions. And she's a woman, so she has no accountability for her actions, right? Because I'm a second-class citizen. So yeah, fuck Canada, because I would tell most people this, and they would still take her side. So I don't care if those people are considered innocent, because like I said, if I was burning the fire, they wouldn't put out the fire. They would watch me burn. So why would I care if those people burn? I wouldn't.
Possessed by demons, watch out.
Zara Renata's work. This place exists for her to make new, worse kinds of demons.
And you know I'm very open on this channel. There's very few things I won't discuss on this channel, but the things she did to me I won't discuss. Because I know I do got people, like people on the internet, they'll say random shit. So if I bring up the stuff she did to me, they'll use it against me and they'll bring it up. So that's one of the things I won't bring up on the internet. And you know I'm very open about pretty much everything, and this is one of the things. So like what she did to me is very serious. She did multiple things to me, but yeah.
Mine.
Stop dying!
Put it right here.
Did she threaten you with harm, and did you, instead of getting angry, you take action and sue her, press charges against her, or just say F?
Well, in a sense, she did threaten me in a sense when I was 17 years old. Like, keep in mind, this stuff took place when I was 19, 20 years old. These charges, like, this has been going on for years. I did this years ago, and it's still going on because the courts and police don't ever let shit go. But yeah, technically when I was 17, she did threaten me in a sense. And it's funny because back then I didn't go to the police. I didn't go to the courts. I didn't go to anyone. And I remember back then when I was 17, she used to tell me, you're just trying to get me in trouble. You're just trying to get me in trouble. I didn't go to the police or anything. This is when I was 17 and like she was like threatening me and stuff. But then funny how years later,
I'm just trying to understand, not hate on you, as I know our system is screwed up and I don't know what happened.
and then, yeah, it's funny how years later she's going to the police when I'm pretty much doing the same thing to her. But yeah, she did threaten me in a sense. And she called me a bunch of names, just like I called her a bunch of names, but then she deleted her messages, and then they consider that harassment because she deleted all her messages, and it looked like I was a crazy person because it was like, you fucking bitch, I hate you, stuff like that, message after message, when really she was messaging me and saying a bunch of rude stuff to me. She deleted those messages, took screenshots, and then it looked like I was just constantly messaging her. And then when I told my lawyer this, and I wanted to tell the courts this, my lawyer said that would be victim blaming, so I couldn't defend myself. This is why I fucking hate the system. I've been treated like a second-class citizen. And there's more, she did more than that. Like the threats, I don't even really care about. That's why I thought this shit was so stupid with the Instagram messages. I never even thought about going to the police when I was 17 years old. I never even thought about going to the police because that's like the least of what she did to me. That shit's so stupid. It's Instagram messages. I'll never understand that shit. I know because I literally had people threaten me. Not even my ex. I've had people threaten me. I literally had my buddy when I was 18 years old. He kicked in my door. He came to my apartment and kicked in my door. I didn't even fucking call the cops on him. He kicked in my fucking door because he forgot his laptop charger. I was like, why the fuck did you kick in my door? I didn't even call the police on that. He fucking kicked in my door, bro. So like when people bitched at me and they're like, oh, well, why did you send her threats on Instagram? Bro, it's fucking Instagram. Grow up. Grow the fuck up. Seriously.
Look from you.
It's for blood magic, to control me and the demon. Until it's gone, I cannot touch Caliban.
That's what killed you. You used social media. It's a weapon these days.
Yeah, I know it is. And I know I shouldn't have reacted that way. I should have probably just moved on and not said that stuff, right? Like I said, I am taking accountability, but what happened to me is completely unreasonable. You can take accountability while still standing up for what's right. You know what I mean? And what happened to me is completely unreasonable. Like, I agree, I shouldn't have said that stuff. I shouldn't have sent that stuff. I should have just moved on. It would have been the bigger thing to do. Just as like not even as a morality standpoint, just from a, you know, being a bigger person type thing, right? I shouldn't have done that. But what happened to me is completely unreasonable. Completely. There's no justification for it. And I'm still going through it. So I'm not even talking in past tense. I'm still going through it right now.
Who is he?
The demon. He says that...
The demon pulled all of that from the Fade?
I'm as surprised as you.
They're fighting? But the Venator stayed on didn't they?
Well, when we save Canada and make it glorious, and if you ever want to come back, we will save a seat for you. And trust me, we will save C.
Yeah, we'll see if Pierre wins. I'll still be here before the next election. So, if Pierre wins, maybe there'll be some hope for Canada. But I don't know. I don't see it. None of the politicians ever touch the justice system anymore. But that's what I don't understand about Trump and Elon Musk. That's one thing that's annoying me about America. In fact, Trump is actually adding more laws against men. I don't know if you've seen the other day, one of the when he addressed Congress or whatever, he made a new law where anybody on social media. But what was the law again? It was something about women or deep fakes. Anyone who makes a deep fake about someone on the internet is now punishable by law. So yeah, it was because some girl got bullied because some guy made a deep fake on her, like her ex-boyfriend or something. So yeah, Trump is actually making more laws, which is it's annoying because I don't know why none of these politicians.
Remember, he was voluntarily paying Amber Heard alimony, grinning, squinting face. Pierre has changes to legal system, good ones too.
Oh yeah, Elon did know Amber Heard. Yeah, I didn't know about the alimony, but yeah. But that's what's annoying me about the politicians is Elon Musk is going after like Social Security and stuff. Why don't you reform the justice system? There's so many laws that shouldn't be in place that are broken, and then there's so many violent offenders who are getting out. Like, keep the violent offenders locked up so the police don't have to keep looking for them, and then like don't get rid of these stupid laws, like the shit for the internet. You realize that costs society a bunch of money for arresting people for internet shit, and also it destroys the fabric of society because yeah, it fucking you know, there's so many things that can be taken out of context over the internet. You know, when I was saying all this shit to my ex-girlfriend, a lot of the shit I said to her, I was laughing about. Most of it was jokes. Like, she didn't know that because I was trying to scare her. That was the point of it, because I was pissed at her. But most of the shit I was saying, like, when they read the shit out in court, they read it out like it was like super serious. Like, you should have heard the Crown prosecutor. She read it out like she was fucking reading a murder trial or something. And when she was reading out these messages, I remember half the messages I sent my ex-girlfriend, most of them were jokes. Like I said, my ex-girlfriend didn't know that. Most of the shit I sent to her, I was laughing as I was sending it to her. So, like, shit can be taken out of context over the internet. And it's crazy too, because that's always me and my ex-girlfriend, that's always the humor we had. We had that really dark humor, and I have proof of it because I have all of our Snapchat messages. We double tapped them. So all of our Snapchat messages from like 2016 are saved. And that's literally our humor. She used to jokingly send me death threats, and I used to jokingly send her death threats. But when I told my lawyer this after the court, I said, a lot of those messages were jokes. And she's like, how would those be jokes? Those are very serious. I'm like, no, they were jokes. And that's literally the humor me and my ex-girlfriend had. So it's just funny because, yeah, like so much shit on the internet can be taken out of context. And then, yeah, my ex-girlfriend gets to play this ultimate victim role where she's like the ultimate victim against me, who's like the evil, heinous guy who sends Instagram messages. What a joke.
Cannot be possible.
But yeah, I can't imagine how much money I've costed the Canadian taxpayer over this bullshit.
Be a joke. Oh, coming from the chick who probably has hardcore gang rape in her porn history.
Yeah, well, she is a slut.
Assumption there, but it's always like that.
Yeah, that is an assumption. I don't know if she does that, but she is a slut. Like, I've known her since we were 12 years old, right? 11 or 12 years old. I've known her a long time. And for like 5 or 6 years, she would always put on this like innocent girl act. And it's the exact same thing she does with the police. But she's like a disgusting slut behind the scenes. Like she'll just fuck whoever. I was the one who took her virginity. But after that, like I don't know, I got her addicted to dick, I guess. Because yeah, she's fucked a good 7 or 8 guys. And that's just what I know of. That's just what I know of. So it's probably a lot more.
LOL.
Does look like.
But yeah, she puts on like a shaky voice. She'll like pretend like she's a victim. She'll be like, "Hi, yeah, he scared me, and I felt really scared." Like she'll put on like this victim, and like I know just damn well she's such a manipulator, such a nasty slut. So I wouldn't be surprised if she had gang rape, fucking porn in her history. I would not be surprised.
Out a few days ago, but some of the demons she created are still here.
Oh, I got a new sword. It's a little bit weaker than the current sword, but it has necrotic damage, whatever that is. Yeah, but it's insane how much money I cost the Canadian taxpayer because of this bullshit. That's like my only silver lining to all of this, is that I've probably costed the government at least $30,000 or $40,000 throughout all this. Just my lawyer fees alone, which I'm not paying because it's subsidized through the government. They do want you to pay $100 an hour. They subsidize like half of it, not 100. Like the lawyer usually costs $200 to $300 an hour, but they subsidize like $100 to $200 an hour. So they want me to pay $100 an hour, and I think I owe my lawyer like $2,000 or $3,000. And I'm not gonna pay that shit. Fuck them, bro. I don't even care about my credit rating because I'm never gonna take out debt. Like, I've thought about mortgages and stuff, and it's like I don't really even care too much about a mortgage. I think I'll just buy a place in cash. I could already get a mortgage if I wanted, but yeah, I don't even care about my credits, so I'm not even gonna fucking pay the lawyer. Fuck it, the government can pay that shit. You're the tyrannical dickheads who want to charge people for Instagram messages. You pay my lawyer fees, bitch.
Caliban, you said he's the one in charge?
No, he's a lackey. He runs this place for a powerful magister. He was my target a year ago. Now we both want him dead.
But yeah, that's just my lawyer fees. I owe like $2,000 to $3,000, but also I spent time in jail, which cost the government money. Obviously, the Crown prosecutor cost the government money. You know, the person who's prosecuting me. Having a couple court dates with the judges and stuff. Like, judges make a lot of money. So taking up the judge's time costs the government money. So there's quite a few ways I've cost the government of Canada a lot of money. That's my silver lining to all this. This game's pretty good. I like this game.
What kind of demons are these?
Why this place exists? What success looks like.
Oh. Damn, that ability's good. That was awesome. Like, bro, I was gonna go to Little Caesars today and get a pizza, and it's not even the fact that I probably shouldn't get any more fast food. I should probably chill. But it's the fact that I don't even, anytime I'm not even a cheapskate, mostly because I'm cheap. Although I am sometimes cheap because I want to buy more gold and silver. But one thing I hate doing is I hate buying unnecessary things because the government taxes everything you buy, right? So that's another thing. I hate buying stuff I don't need just because then I'm giving the government more tax money. Even if it's 30 cents, I'm like, damn. I just gave the government 30 cents. Fuck. I hate giving the government money. So even if it's like 30 cents, I'll be like, I'm going to skip on that pizza today. Just so I don't got to give the money to the government. Yeah, Little Caesars pizza is good. I'll have to get it sometime, just not right now. I got groceries in the fridge, so. Oh shit. I used my ruin, but it didn't really do any damage. I don't know what the ruin does. This game's pretty cool. I know that new Monster Hunter game came out too. I wonder how good that game is. I bought Hogwarts Legacy like 3 months ago and I never play it. It feels like such a waste because I spent a lot of money for that game. I never play it. So I kind of wish I would have saved that money and bought a different game because I don't really like Hogwarts Legacy. It's kind of boring. And this is one of those PlayStation Plus games that I got for free. So once my PlayStation Plus subscription runs out, if I don't renew it, I'm not able to play this game. So, yeah. It's dumb how they do that now. I remember during the PlayStation 3, or was it? I think it was the PlayStation 4 days even. You didn't have to have a PlayStation Plus subscription to keep playing the PlayStation Plus games. You just download them and you own them. Or now you don't own them. You have to keep buying a subscription if you want to keep playing the PlayStation Plus games. Yeah, hopefully Pierre Polyev
Yes,
wins.
most groceries are tax-free, well kinda, but if I had my way all foods and necessities made for produced in Canada will bet tax-free. But I hate PNDP.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I mean, my iced teas are made in, or at least they're produced in Canada, so my iced teas would be tax-free, I know that. But yeah, I hate the NDP too. I think the NDP's corrupt. That coalition shit should not be possible. The whole point of having multiple parties is that they're different parties with different values, right? Where the NDP is just the Liberal Party. The NDP and the Liberal Party are the exact same thing, just with different leadership. So they disagree on a couple things, but for the most part they agree on everything. So they just create a coalition, and then even if the Liberal Party didn't win a majority, they still have a majority. That's not democracy. That's fucked up, is what it is, so... Yeah. I kind of hope Pierre Polyev wins, but if Pierre Polyev wins, he's going to really pull the country together and fix it, I think, which I don't like Canada. So I don't know if I want him to fix Canada or not, because I'm just going to leave anyways.
Alberta can go tax-free right now. I have sent letters to Smith about that. Well, every premier I sent the letters, hope they listen.
Yeah. Daniel Smith.
Pierre has me 9 and his site, so Canada will be awesome.
This way. There's a shortcut.
Lead the way.
And like, I think I won't even be welcome back in Canada, I don't think, once I move to America, because once I have my American citizenship, I've thought about it, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to renounce my Canadian citizenship. I know it's not the smartest thing to do. If you don't have to, you probably shouldn't, but I just want to make a statement. I think, once I'm American, I just want to renounce my Canadian citizenship. The white replacement theory is in full effect. Oh, so those do disappear. Yeah, no, but if I was... Very controversial opinion, and probably extremely unpopular, but if I was Prime Minister, the first thing I'd be trying to do is taking away women's right to vote, women's right to own credit cards, and women's right to drive. I think women's right to drive is very good to take away. That'd be like one of the first things I'd want to do, is take away women's right to drive, which is why I'd never be Prime Minister, because, yeah, I would never get voted in. But that'd be my first thing to do, take away women's right to drive, and they'll need to rely on men a lot more, and then women will actually want to settle down and create a family, because, yeah, women need to rely on their man for something, for them to, you know, actually, at least most women need to rely on a man for them to settle down and start a family, which is why It's funny because I see a lot of women today talk about the economy, or they say that women are oppressed and need more rights to have more kids. But it's funny because back when women had way less rights, they had way more kids. Like, get in the kitchen, make me a sandwich, bitch. For real. I'll tell it how it is. That's what women need to do.
How are we supposed to find this thing?
I know it's here. We can smell it.
You take away their right to vote, and any politician afterwards won't have a need to appeal to them. So then, yeah, women won't have all this political power where they can bitch and moan about the stupidest shit like Andrew Tate. Like, who gives a fuck about Andrew Tate, bro? Why was that such a big thing? Who gives a fuck about Andrew Tate? They'll just bitch about any man, and they'll call them misogynistic and incels, and they'll use that as a political motivator to not listen to men. So yeah, take away women's right to vote, take away their right to drive, and women are financially irresponsible in my opinion, so take away their right to have credit cards. I think that'll fix a lot of problems in society. Just my opinion.
Of course.
And when I say rights, because they call it a right, these are women's rights, right? These are called women's rights these days. But I consider these more so privileges. So when I say rights, I use that in quotations, because they call them rights, but really they're privileges. So take away women's privileges. It'll fix a lot of problems.
Lol, crazy talk, that is.
Yeah, I know. Extremely controversial and extremely unpopular. But obviously all the women would disagree with me for obvious reasons, or at least most women. There'd be some women who agree with me, very few. And then the men who disagree with me are either men who have daughters, or they're just simps. They're trying to suck up to women. But yeah, there's a lot of men with daughters who will think about their daughter and be like, no, I don't want my daughter to have her right to have her car taken away or her driver's license. So obviously it's extremely unpopular. It would not be popular, which is why I'd never be prime minister. Can you imagine if Pierre said, we need to take away women's privileges? He would never be prime minister. He might get 10% of the vote at most. So yeah, there's no way I'd ever be prime minister, but that's what I would do.
Look at what's left of these people. They were tortured. What a terrible way to die.
Very few people survive Corivan's rehabilitation.
You did.
We need to get that barrier down. Find
He'd probably get all of the Islamic vote and win. Oh man.
Yeah. The Islamic people would vote for him. That's funny because they would switch sides, because I think a lot of the Islamic people actually vote for the liberals right now. But if Pierre said that, he might actually, yeah, the Islamic people might switch sides.
I don't agree because immoral humans are humans and deserve equal rights.
Yeah, but equal rights don't exist for men today. So why should they exist for women? Equal rights don't exist because the genders aren't equal. Men have their strengths and women have their strengths. And women's strengths are to get in the kitchen and make a sandwich. Obviously, I'm purposely being misogynistic there because women hate when you say that. I don't even really like sandwiches, so I wouldn't ask my woman to make me a sandwich, but it's like hyperbole, you know?
That is an issue and has to change.
Yeah, no, I don't think the genders will ever be equal. It's always going to lean to one side or another. And currently today it leads towards women. Obviously 100 years ago, I think things... I don't even know if 100 years ago... I can't speak for the men of 100 years ago, because the men of 100 years ago had it really rough too. Even if the women had it rough, the men of 100 years ago had it rough too. Like, the reason why the women couldn't vote 100 years ago is because the men went to war. And the politicians who were sending them to war were the ones who were being voted in, right? So if the women got to vote, it'd be kind of unfair for the men, because the men are the ones going to the war, and the politicians are making the decisions for them, so it should only be the men who could vote. So I can't even speak for the men from 100 years ago, but the way society portrays it today is that women 100 years ago were oppressed, and men would just make them do evil things. That's kind of the interpretation society gives it today, but I don't even know if that was true. But it's definitely true that women have more rights today. It's funny because Alien earlier brought up Amber Heard, and that Amber Heard and Johnny Depp is the only time I've ever seen in modern age a man beat a woman in the courtroom. It's always the women that beats the man. Always. Like that's the only time in the modern age that I've ever seen a man beat a woman in the courtroom. But you know what they say about extremism generates extremism, and yeah, that's why I'm so extreme in my views today, is because the way I've been treated.
And nobody talks about the fact that men are oppressed by other men as a baseline. Like all of the problems with patriarchy, well, guys have.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I know. Yeah, there's a lot of men who treat other men like shit, and pretty much every woman treats a man like shit. And yeah, like I just said, like extremism generates extremism.
Many women that have outperformed and worked some men, and they contribute greatly to our labor force. Would you rather age? When you get old and senile?
No, I didn't say ban women from the workforce. I said ban them from, like, take away their privilege to drive, vote, and have credit cards. I didn't say anything about working. They can still work without a vehicle. But yeah, like I said, extremism generates extremism. This is why during World War II, Germany got so extreme. It's because during World War I, Germany got treated very unfairly. And then Hitler rose to power. And then, obviously, Germany during World War II was very extreme. It's the same thing with men today. This is why a lot of men are getting radicalized, why a lot of men follow Fresh and Fit and Andrew Tate. I don't really like either of those guys. I think they're dickheads. But a lot of men follow those guys and look up to them like idols, and men are getting radicalized because women are so radical.
If they contribute to society.
Well, you can. Women have always contributed to society, but like I said, they have different strengths than men. And yeah, I mean, if you want to set me up to fight against a woman, I'll fight pretty much any woman unless she's trained. I'm gonna have to get trained before. But if there's a woman with my same experience in fighting, and I have general fighting experience from high school, that's about it. If you want to set me against a woman, I guarantee you I'll beat 99.9% of women. And I barely work out, and I have no fighting experience. So if you want to see that, I'd love to fight a woman. Guarantee you I'll beat her ass.
Of blood? I thought it would be small.
There. That's the one. It has to be. It's finally gone.
Now what?
Gina Carano was at least honest about that. She straight up admitted that a random crackhead could beat her as a trained MMA champ on foul.
Yeah. I don't know if I could beat a trained MMA woman, like, you know, that's kind of like the nature versus nurture. My nature would be stronger than a woman, but if her nurture, you know, she's been trained in MMA and fighting, she might be stronger than me just because of her training, but not because of her nature. You know what I mean? But if you set me up against any woman who hasn't been trained in fighting and has barely any fighting experience, I'd kick her ass 100% of the time. And I barely work out, but I guarantee you I could. I don't know if you've seen though, those crackheads are so strong. Those, like some of those crackheads are insanely strong. I don't know what it is, bro, with crackheads. Like you think they'd be unhealthy and weak, right? Because they smoke crack and shit. But some of those crackheads, holy fuck, are they beasts? The other day I was watching a video of this crackhead. He did like 100 push-ups and he was like still ready to go to do more. He was like challenged to do 100 push-ups and he did it and he was still ready to do more. It was crazy. Like 100 push-ups, man. I struggle to do 40. Like there's some days I can't even.
Into the deep amygdala energy, lol. Or W, the hell it is. Ooh, I accept challenge. I will send some scrapey girls your way, but it needs to be televis.
Televised? Televis? Do you mean televised? Sure. Sure, bro. I don't think a girl who isn't trained could kick my ass. Like I've fought. I mean, I haven't fought since high school, but yeah, I used to fight a lot in high school. I've never lost a fight, and that was against men. Women are easy. And I know there's some women who are scrappy out there, but scrappy, like, they're still weak as fuck. Like, most women out there can't even lift 30 pounds with one hand. I'm not even kidding. Like, that's easy. That's child's play.
It's fine. We can talk about something else. What's Katerina like?
After so long in this pit, I barely remember.
Oh, this was entirely unnecessary.
Zara and her little jests. He's already the demon of Virantium. Won't this be ironic? Hilarious. And now look at the mess you've made of my facility. She always leaves me to clean up.
So this is Caliban.
He's the target I was sent for a year ago. A crow never abandons a contract.
What did they offer you in exchange for my life, Crow? Is it worth it? Oh, you brought ruffians with you. So you left me. You are a failed experiment, not worthy of my time.
Lol, my daughter is mean, but I trained her, so it's kinda unfair. But my niece has been doing construction for 18 years now. She's a tough cookie.
No, I'd fight a woman with light training. Just like yeah, I was talking about the UFC women and stuff. Those are the type of women I want to fight. Like I think those women, the women in the UFC who get paid to fight and they train, I think those women could kick my ass. But like I said, it's more so about the nurture than the nature. Like my nature is stronger, but they would have way more training, so their nurture would be stronger, right? Those are the type of women I'm talking about. I'd fight a woman with light training.
I am the right hand of Zara. You will fall.
Keep in mind, this was during middle school, but there was a time where like three chicks ganged up on me, and I easily, like, this is middle school, so yeah, this was like 10 years ago, and middle school's a different time, obviously, but I took on 3 women at once. Like, they were easy. I just fucking threw them all to the ground, and then they were like all crying. I got detention. But yeah, I've never, actually in high school, or in elementary school, I did break a chick's nose in elementary school. I did break this girl's nose because she like broke my snow fort or something. That was in elementary school. But other than that, I've never hit a woman before. So I don't know if I could, but probably if a woman hit me first, I think I could. But for the most part, if a woman doesn't hit me first, I'll just wrestle them.
Put you back in your place. By blood, I command you.
Oh shit. I'm actually taking a lot of damage here. Alright, that's about to cool down. I only got one potion left. Hell yeah. I have no potions left, so... There's one over here, actually. Oh, this guy's still alive. I thought he turned into that giant stone thing. The fuck?
I will have order. I will not be a victim like the others.
My niece can carry 2 sheets of large 4-inch plywood all day long and that 118 pounds and most 9 francs the moment that worked for me started off week. Ooh.
That's easy. I haven't bench pressed in a long time, but back when I used to bench press, like when I was 17, I didn't bench press often. Oh shit, I need to heal up. I didn't bench press often, but back when I was 17, I bench pressed like twice. I could do 220. So I imagine I could do at least 300 today, bench press. Alright, I gotta pay attention to the game because this fight's kind of hard. I don't know what's going on. There's like 2 or 3 of them. Oh, they only sent me back here. Alright.
I refuse to fall. No, I will not be a victim like the others.
Shit, I'm out of potions again.
The crows send their regards.
What, we beat them?
So we got your target.
Yes, the job's done.
Smells like blood. Ashes. Not done, not yet.
Are you okay? So we can go, right? Time to go?
Let's move.
I'm 6 foot 2,240 pounds and a gorilla and 118 pounds all day long up ladders with a tool pouch that weighs 30 pounds lots 9 francs men can't do that and 90.
Things to discuss. Somewhere else.
Agreed.
Wait, lots of 9-foot
I
men?
think it's easy.
What's 9F men? What are you, a roofer? Why are you going up ladders all day? Are you a roofer? But 6'2", I'm 6'4", I'm taller than you, bro. But you're 240, I'm like 201, so you are heavier than me. But I'm 23. By the time I'm 30, I'll probably be more than 240, possibly, especially if I keep eating like this. But yeah, I got the height advantage.
I think it's time I got some air.
Carpenter.
Oh, carpenter, okay. Oh yeah, so that makes sense why you like Pierre, because yeah, he's gonna build a lot of houses. So you'll probably have a lot of work. Oh, I got 2 skill points available. 130 all day, or 118. I mean, I'm sure your arms get tired, yeah? So what do
Yes,
you...
if I keep eating like this, Lamau.
Yeah, I'm not eating very healthy. I really want to get that Little Caesars tonight, but I know I shouldn't. Whoa, you can send projectiles back at them. Okay.
Yes, sir, there's definitely some strong chicks out there, but fighting a man is an entirely different beast, I think. We don't let men. Been doing this for 45 years and I have seen thousands of men and women that in the gym are strong fail on a construction site.
Wait, men been doing this for 45 years and seen thousands of men and women that in the gym are strong and fail. Really? Really? Well, I don't think that would be me though, because I'm not just strong in the gym,
All people in the trades are a special breed.
but I'm very agile. Yeah, I know that. I know people in the trades are. But that's the thing too. See, a lot of I don't know how tall your daughter is. I think you said how tall you are, 6'2". But I know a lot of women in the trades too. And like they're all rough and rowdy and shit, but they couldn't kick my ass, bro. Like most of them are 5'5". Like they don't even come up to my chin. Plus my arm length is like double their arm length. So I got way more reach. I got more strength. At least I think. You can argue with that. I think I got more strength. So I got more strength. I got more reach. I got more height. Even if they have more weight, most of that weight's in their belly. You know, very, very little of my weight's in my belly. Most of my weight's in my legs. I don't got a lot of weight in my arms. I got really beefy, muscular legs because I do a lot of walking and shit. But, I mean, that's still good. You do use some of your legs for fighting, especially wrestling and shit. But you do use some of your legs during fighting. And yeah, Alien, that's a good point. There's a reason why society, even to this day, despite all the equal rights pushing, why they say it's wrong for a man to punch a woman. It's always been wrong for a man to punch a woman, and there's a reason for that. You know, if we were women, we would claim sexism, right? We'd claim sexism. Why is it okay for why is it less okay for me to punch a man than a man to punch me, right? If we were women, we'd claim sexism. But as men, this is just how we've been raised. Don't punch a woman. That's what I've always been told. Even during self-defense, you know, that like I said, back when I was in elementary school, I think it was grade 1 or grade 2, there was this grade 5 or 6 girl. You know, obviously when you're that young, a couple year difference is a big difference. And she was in grade 5 or 6. She was near the end of elementary school. I was in grade 1 or 2. I broke this chick's nose. She broke my snow fort. I was playing with my friends and she kicked my snow fort. So I threw her to the ground and I broke her nose in elementary school. And after that, my parents told me, even for self-defense, you never punch a woman. So that's how I was raised. You never punch a woman. Because in elementary school, I broke a chick's nose. She was like a couple grades higher than me.
We go?
And this chick was known as a bully in elementary school. She would bully a lot of people. Yet I bullied her because I broke her fucking nose.
I'm ready to get out of this place.
Imagine
if a woman attacks a man should be allowed to defend for sure. There see some weak arse men out there.
Yeah, but it's just like a kind of a thing in our society where they've always just said, don't punch a woman, right? A man can never punch a woman. Bro, like, I don't know if you've ever fought a woman, but like I said, it's been years since I fought a woman. But every woman I fought in elementary school and middle school, I didn't fight any women in high school. It was only men. But every woman I fought in my life, granted it was a long time ago and we were a lot younger, I've destroyed them. Like, I didn't even have to punch them. I could literally just throw them to the ground and they would start crying. So I know things are different when you're an adult, and that was a long time ago. I'm not saying it's the same, but I'm just saying it was incredibly easy.
Make it.
Lucanis, what happened here?
A message from Zara Renata. I can't believe it. You're home.
Sarah? Her people got these clothes?
The woman who runs the prison?
The Venatori witch who captured me.
Revenge for the breakout, maybe.
Where's Katerina?
She's...
The Venatori caught her in their confusion. I get one of you back, only to lose the other.
The gods are behind this. We had an agreement.
I had a deal with Katerina. If that's not honored...
You have your contract.
You should take some time.
I don't need time. I need a target.
You just got here, and already you want to leave again?
Katerina gave me a contract. I'm not breaking the last deal she ever made. And I owe Rook. Once that's done, I'll come home.
Can't say your new contract's easy, but we'll be as quick as we can.
When I was in school, girls did not share gym time or sports with men, and most of PG time lived on the other side of PG playground.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. That yeah, back in elementary.
Because boys had cooties.
Yeah. What was that saying that they used to say back in elementary school? You probably heard this one too. What was it? Something about girls go to Jupiter to get more stupid, or boys go to college to get more knowledge, or something like that, right? Kids in elementary school used to always say that shit.
We are
Now.
under attack. Antam on one side and our Venatori on the other. Forget revenge. We need you.
No, Viago. Sara came for us here, in my house. She took Katerina from my house. You find her and cut her heart out, Lucanis. Vi and I will hold down the fort.
I'll give her your regards, Thea.
For Katerina.
The crows had lost a talon, but the demon of Irantium was free at last. Sooner or later, debts new and old would come due. And they would all be paid in blood.
Is that one of the gods? Is that who that is? I don't even know who that is. I think that's one of the gods. Lighthouse.
They're the same thing. Mostly
Boys are from Mars for chocolate bars, girls from Jupiter because they are stupider.
Or both.
But how do you get rid of them?
What's everyone talking about?
Spite.
The demon in Lucanus. When a person gets possessed, the demon usually takes control.
and they turn into a monster. The spirit just molds them however they want.
I've heard of abominations being cured by killing the demon in the Fade. That's not a sure bet, though.
Well, there's one way, but it's, well, we'd have to,
You'd have to kill me.
Why? Why do we gotta kill him? There's got to be another way. Oof. If it's necessary. If it's necessary.
If things get out of hand, that's always an option.
Careful of her. I want to talk to her.
Before we do, well, that, let's think this through some more. There has to be a solution.
I have people in Marathas I can ask, but...
Boys from Venus, they have a penis. Girls from Neptune because they smell like fish.
Talk to them. I want to talk to her.
Lucanus!
Nope. It's fine. I'm fine.
Bro, my beard is really coming in. It's kind of annoying because there's still so many spots that are patchy. So I have to shave it. I can't grow it out or else it's like patchy, right? But yeah, month by month I keep having more and more hairs. So maybe by the time I'm like 26 I can grow a full beard. It's crazy because there's some people that can grow full beards by like 15, 16. I still can't grow a full beard. Even my mustache is a little bit patchy in the middle, you know? It's kind of annoying. But I think I'll look good once my beard comes in. It already looks pretty good, but just because it's patchy, it just looks kind of like shit. But like since I have dark black hair, once my beard comes in, it'll be like dark and black. And then once I get old, like once I'm in like my 40s, it'll probably have like some gray hairs. I think it'll look really cool. I can't wait to have a beard.
Delayed puberty. Man, that sucks. Lol. Kidding.
I mean, yeah, maybe, I guess, but I was jizzing since I was like 13. So I don't know if it's delayed puberty because I've been jizzing for like 10, you know, even when I was like 10 years old, I was jacking off, bro. I didn't like when I was like 10, nothing came out. But no, like I've been jizzing since I was like 13, bro. Like I said, I'm very open. I'll say anything. There's some things I won't say when it comes to my ex-girlfriend. But like, yeah, I've been jizzing since I was 13, G. I'm 23. So I don't know if it's delayed puberty. I don't know what it is. It's not testosterone either. I know I got plenty of testosterone because I got a high sex drive. You know, people with low testosterone have small sex drives, but I have a pretty high sex drive. So I don't know what it is. Just hair follicles or some shit like that.
Overrated. Look cool but itchy as hell.
That's true, yeah. Even with my patchy beard, it gets itchy if I grow it out. That's true. But they look good.
You're bleeding. Maybe that's not fine.
He won't kill me. He cannot do that and get what he wants. Just...
See, my beard will look like something like that, I think. Like this guy, look. I think my beard will look something like that. Except when I'm in my 40s, I think it'll have like some gray and white to it, which will look sweet. I'll look like a wizard or some shit. At least that's how I imagine.
Give me a minute. He'll get bored once everyone leaves.
I'll keep an eye on you, or welcome to the team. I'll keep an eye on you.
No offense, but having an abomination in the lighthouse makes me nervous.
Oh, he disapproves of that.
Being an abomination makes me nervous too.
Lucanus.
No genetic. Every generation I have noticed less body hair and facial hair. Evolution.
That's true, I guess, but I don't know. What if it's the seed oils? It could also be the seed oils, right? Because I don't know if you heard, but
I should see what now.
Apparently seed oils have estrogen in them. It's not human estrogen, it's like plant estrogen, right? But apparently with enough of it, it can become like human estrogen or some shit. I don't know the science behind it. I just heard seed oils have estrogen. So maybe it's the seed oils, because pretty much all our food, especially fast food, and I eat a lot of that, has seed oils. But yeah, it's weird, because if I was taking estrogen, I'd have a low sex drive, right? I still have a high sex drive and shit, so I don't know if it's estrogen or what. Hopefully it's not estrogen, because that's not good. You don't want to be taking estrogen as a man.
You don't need a fur coat anymore, unlike us apes from the Ice Age.
Yeah, well, bro, I got a lot of chest hair. It's crazy too, man. My pubic hairs came in when I was like 14. I had a full bush of pubic hairs. I didn't even know to shave them back then. But finally my beard is coming in. Like, why couldn't it be the other way around? I fucking hate pubic hairs, man. I wish I had no pubic hairs. Get rid of that shit, just put it on my beard. Call it a day. You know what I mean? But no, I had to get pubic hairs when I was 14.
Has to say.
And now at 23, I still can't grow a full beard, of course. Fucking bullshit. Plus my chest hair is getting bad too. I don't know if I'm supposed to shave that shit. I haven't been shaving my chest hair, but I kind of want to try. Because it's starting to look bad. I'm getting a lot of chest hair.
Are your nipples sensitive? If yes, you have hormone issues.
No. No, my nipples aren't sensitive. My ex-girlfriend's nipples were sensitive. But aren't all those buff guys? Don't all those buff guys have like super?
Horsehair was God's revenge on man.
Oh yeah, ass. I shave that though. I do shave that. But a couple days after you shave it, it'll start getting pricky and pokey, and you have to shave it like every couple days. Yeah, ass hair sucks too. But no, like, aren't all those jack dudes? Don't those jack dudes all have like super, like, pokey nipples or whatever?
Well, then you have no worries.
Don't all those jack dudes have sensitive nipples though? Like, have you noticed that? Anytime those like super jack dudes, maybe it's the steroids. Maybe it's because they're taking steroids or something, but I've noticed that anytime those super jack dudes take off their shirt, their nipples are like poking out like crazy. It's like, what the fuck?
If you take too much steroids and come off of it, you get gyno, yeah, foul.
Oh yeah, so that must be steroids then, huh? Shit.
The Shadow Dragons have a hideout in Docktown. We should check in, see if there's news on the Venatori. If the Venatori move, the Shadows will hear it first. Meet you in Docktown.
Alright. Yo, do you guys think I should go to Little Caesars tonight? I think I should. I want some Little Caesars. Where did my helmet go? Why isn't my helmet on? Oh, I guess this area you just can't have a helmet on because it's still equipped. Weird. Workshop.
Abundance.
Upgrade? Oh yeah, you can upgrade weapons. I guess I don't have enough to upgrade any of the weapons I want to, so. What are you doing, Aslan? Aslan, I'm gonna go to Little Caesar. It's already pitch black out, though. I'm gonna have to walk in the dark. What am I supposed to do here?
Too much testosterone will convert to progesterone, and that causes it. My pecs look line boobs now because I don't train anymore or else.
Bro, I'm getting pecs too, but yeah, they're mostly muscle when I flex them, but if I'm not flexing them, if I'm laying in bed, it's weird though. My pecs, like if I'm laying in bed, my chest is completely flat, like not like just absolutely flat. And then when I'm standing up or like sitting right now, like yeah, I got some pecs and stuff. But yeah, it's so weird when I'm laying down, it's just completely flat. So if you got that's so weird though. If you got too much testosterone, you'll get like boobs. But then doesn't estrogen also create boobs? So what? I don't get it then. What? Where do boobs come from? Do they come from estrogen or testosterone or from both? Why do you get boobs with both? Bro, at least women boobs don't get all hairy and shit. Like my nipples got a bunch of hair around them. It's not just my chest. It's like also my nipples. Like my pecs, they got a bunch of hair around them. I should really shave that.
Well, it was fun. Nap time. Have fun.
Alright, I was just gonna say, I think I'm gonna end the stream here because this is a new mission. I've been live for almost 2 hours and I think I want to get some Little Caesars. Alright. Do I want to go out in the dark though? It's like pitch black outside. God damn, I don't know. I don't want to go out in the dark, but I also want Little Caesars. Alright, I'll have to think on it. I don't know if I'm going to Little Caesars or not. I'm going to think on it for a bit, but yeah, I'm going to end the stream here. Thanks for tuning in, Alien and Sayer. I never know how to say that. Sayer? You two were the only two that chatted this entire stream, but yeah.